Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, the Erin Patterson case is drawing to a close to a degree. I mean, they've got a few more weeks of evidence and things, but the main show, the big deal, Erin Patterson actually taking the stand, has finished. She's done, I believe. And yeah, it was fairly unconvincing. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious she killed these people. It was pretty clear from the beginning. It's pretty clear now, and all those excuses seem pretty thin and pretty lame. And the thing I find most frustrating is places like the ABC. They've got a daily mushroom podcast, and they always talk about Erin like they're giving her the benefit of the doubt, like oh, she's talking about how she was traumatized by being overweight. That's why she lied about having gastric bypass surgery and said she had cancer, and that she had trauma with her children being sick, and she left a hospital once before, so that's why she left the hospital, not because she knew she wasn't in danger because she hadn't poisoned herself, but because she doesn't like doctors because she has this bad... They're just establishing all these excuses for why she did what she did. And there's never any questioning of is she telling the truth. They just take her at her word, like just assume that she's innocent. And I'm like, no, she's on trial for murdering 3 people, and it's very obvious that she did it. If it was unclear and we weren't sure, it'd be one thing, but she clearly did it. Like this, clearly she did it. It's so... Now, she admitted lying about this and lying about that and covering up this and covering up that and all these excuses. I'm just surprised that they weren't critical of it. You can sort of assume innocence, but you have to question. But they don't even question. They just talk about it like, oh, it's just her story and her truth, and she's this poor single mother of 2 or whatever, and with a deadbeat dad, and it's just like they're playing this narrative that she's just this hard done by single mother, and she of course couldn't have done anything wrong. I'm like, she fucking killed 3 people. Was it 3 people or 2 people? 3 people. She killed 3 people. A couple and the other half of a couple, and she would have killed her ex-husband, if he'd showed up, but she'd already tried to poison him allegedly once before. Literally, he got sick, and allegedly doctors found he'd been poisoned, and he suspected it was her. So this is not her first, time at the rodeo, as far as I can see, allegedly, supposedly. So yeah, I just found it interesting to find just all the excuses, and just that they've sat there and said, okay, you did A, B, C, D, E, G. Let's just work out how to explain that and explain that and explain that, and all the lamest, stupidest things, it's just like the phones with the resets. You don't reset a phone after you have been arrested from a distance online, unless you're trying to cover up evidence. And that's what she did. She reset her phone on the cloud after the police had taken it to make sure there was nothing on it. You don't do that when you're innocent, because what are they going to find? Nothing. Wow. Yeah, they try. I can't believe... I think lawyers are disgusting because they lie about things and try and cover up things like that. It's just really ugly and sad. And what's worse is when people don't question it and look at it objectively, and they just pick a side of like, the whole believe all women thing really doesn't hold, because some women commit crimes. So you just can't believe all women. You can't just say, oh, because she's a single mother, she must be innocent. She killed 3 people. And even if, we still have to consider that she did, even if we're going to have to, assume innocent till proven guilty, we have to at least examine the evidence and question it and look at it objectively, not just assume it's all true and then just take everything from that point of view of, oh, well, this is why she did this and this is why she did that. And I'm like, are these people journalists, or what are these people? But yeah, so this is not so much about the case, more so about the ABC's coverage, which I'm really disappointed in. I mean, the length of the podcast is good. The detail, the people are there, but just the slant of it, the angle of it is just wrong and bizarre. And like I said, they never question anything. Now, on the last day, the guy was sitting there basically saying, you did this because you killed him, right? You did this to hide evidence, right? And she's just saying, no. And they don't really even get into that. I'm surprised they even mentioned that someone actually questioned that she did anything wrong. they have covered everything, but it's all from that perspective of, innocent, poor little single mother and not potential murderer. So it's very disappointing, but I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Like I said, there's still a few more weeks of this case, but they've gotten over the main hump, which is getting her up on the stand and being questioned and just lying and being ridiculous and showing just how guilty she is. We don't have the death penalty, but she should spend the rest of her life in jail for sure, because she allegedly has killed 3 people and tried to kill a 4th, and would have killed him the second time if she'd gotten a chance. I'd love to go through how lame her excuses are. Like, oh, I didn't remember what the plates were. The other women dished up the plates. I don't remember what plate I ate off. Like, clearly she had... And why did she split up this meal? It's supposed to be one thing that's cut up into separate portions. Why? To make sure her portion that was her separate, whatever you want to call it, which is sitting on a different colour plate, couldn't possibly be confused with the other 4 that were poisoned. I mean, it's so obvious. No one... She's acting like, oh, I didn't have a set of plates that matched. I'm like, if you're having a dinner party with your relatives like that, and you didn't, you go out and buy a set of plates that match. I am not the richest person. I don't care about entertaining, but I have several sets of plates that all match. What a load of crap. It's just this. But I guess when you're guilty and you're just making up lies, that's, I guess, just the best you can do sometimes. And it's just, like I said, flabbergasting that they don't question any of this. The ABC and a lot of reporters just take it for granted, just take it at words. And I'm like, is this some sort of offshoot of, the Me Too movement, where we just are supposed to believe all women no matter what? Even if it's not about, SA, even if it's just about murder that they've committed, clearly, allegedly, supposedly, obviously. Yeah, so I've gone on a little bit of a rant, but I keep thinking about all the miserable, sad, lame excuses that they gave for all the things she did. The only remotely truthful thing or passable thing was she said she destroyed evidence because she was scared that she was going to get in trouble because there were things on her phone or whatever that looked like, signs of guilt, because they were. But at least she was honest about that. She didn't say, oh, I accidentally threw out the dehydrator. Oh, it broke, so I tossed it out. It just happened to be the day after I poisoned like 7 people, They at least made a few things believable, but only 2 or 3, and the rest was just all utter BS. And I'm going to stop talking now because this is supposed to be a 5-minute video. But I just was thinking about all those extra things, and I'm like, God, I have to comment on that. I have to comment on that because it's so bad. But I'm going to go before I get to 8 minutes. Let me know what you think.